We came out flat, to begin the game. I take full responsibility as a head coach. We cannot come out that flat, regardless of what I have to do as the leader of this team. I have to do it. Home game in front of a great crowd, and I thank our crowd for coming out. And I definitely apologize for our performance, especially in that first 10 minutes of the game. We had great practices. I thought our guys gave their effort, but the details of our scouting report, our guys followed. Credit Arkansas. They scored 56 total points in the paint, 30 in the first half, 19 field goals. Defensively, you can't win games that way. The positive, in terms of our team, we were 20 for 22 from the free throw line. We was 10 for 20 from the three. I thought that was great. The negative, assist to turnover ratio. You can't have 18 turnovers at home and expect to win a ball game or be in it. I am proud of Tamar's performance. He had a great performance outside of the turnovers, the 6 turnovers he had. My boy Majak gave us some unbelievable defensive effort, offensive effort. For the 8 minutes he played, and he was +3. He and Ant Robinson was +3, and they did a tremendous job. So I'll look at the film and figure out what else I need to do as the head coach. But questions?
Dennis, you mentioned the points in the paint, the defense. I mean, without rewatching the film, can you point to what the issue was defensively?
I think we lost a lot of 50-50 balls early. When it came down to securing one-and-done possessions. The other thing was, in terms of, you look at the first half of Mitchell, he had pretty much a double-double in the first half, and he kind of controlled the offensive glass a little bit. We gave up 7 offensive rebounds. We gave up 10 second chance points, but those points in the paint also came from our turnovers, where they were able to extend those points into, or those turnovers into 25 total points. So it wasn't them shooting threes on the break. They were getting in the paint off those fast breaks and obviously executing off our turnovers in that possession. So 25 of them was obviously in transition, so to speak.
Dennis Anthony Robinson, you mentioned, seemed to provide a good spark late. Just do you see him kind of getting up to speed in the SEC as time goes on?
Well, he's getting back healthy. Remember, he was sick. He was out of game, and also he had to miss for a family emergency. Obviously, his grandmother passed away again. Our condolences. But he's just getting back into rhythm. I thought before those tragic things happened with his family, but also the sickness, he had some great minutes and was doing some great things, as did Trent Pierce during that time. And when you get disconnected by way of injury and the things that you can't control, we just try to fill in the gaps and keep going.
For Tamar and Mahor, what do you think led to such a flat start to open the game?
Tamar, you want to start, and then we'll move on to Mahor?
I feel like Coach said, when we lost a good amount of those, or not a good amount, all of the 50-50 balls, and not finishing possessions and coming up with rebounds, that just led to them just continuing to pour on that lead, and it's hard to recover from that, on top of myself turning the ball over, and that leading to transition points that are uncontested. Those are just plays that's hard to get back, and and especially when we might get a few stops, or we get them to take a shot that we will want, to where we should get the rebound, or we should score on the offensive end, is just demoralizing.
Mahor, you want to answer that too?
I just want to reiterate what he just said. I think when we lost the 50-50 balls, it kind of demoralized us a little bit. We just needed a spark, and we just couldn't get to it.
Tamar, you guys went 9 for 22 on layups. What was it about Arkansas's defense that made it a little bit difficult to finish inside?
Well, we knew coming into the game that they were number 2 in the country in shot blocking, so we knew that we had to play off of 2 feet. We didn't do that every time we went to the paint. It might have been a few times where we tried to get a foul instead of finishing the layup. I did that myself. I'm thinking that the refs would give us the whistle, but I feel like we just had to really play off of 2 feet and be more patient and be more physical in the paint, and instead of just trying to look for a foul every time we were in the paint to score a layup.
Against a team like Arkansas, you have to be able to, because they are great rim protectors. They do a great job walling up and, scraping and clawing around that basket. You have to get their defense, their back line in rotation, and that means you have to have, obviously, ball movement, pass count, a high enough pass count where it's going from side to side, middle side, and sort of disrupting with movement, and therefore they're not stationary defenders. In the second half, we made them do that. That's why it kind of opened up a little bit more for us, but in the first half, we didn't. At the end of the day, they only had 6 blocks, but we didn't come away with those baskets based off the rotations in the first half.
Dennis, you've talked a lot about what you want your teams to be and show. This specific team, like, what do you feel like when you go into each game? What's the identity? What can you hang your hat on with this?
Well, first is what I see in practice, right? I think, our guys have given their very best. I see the ball going in. I see guys making plays. I see Nick Honor shooting the ball. I see Sean East being able to break down defenders and obviously kicking. But when the game comes, we got to just play that free. And I don't think we are giving ourselves that opportunity to take the risk. We have to take the risk. Nick Honor can't shoot 2 times and expect us to win a basketball game, or 4 times and expect us to win a basketball game. I've told him night in, night out, we need you shooting close to 10 threes a game. We need you in double digits. And we have to allow him to, see the game how he sees it. But the risk-taking needs to increase from him, from Nick Honor, because he is a good shot maker and he does take care of the ball. I think that kind of puts him in this box because he doesn't want to turn it over or he doesn't want to take a tough contested shot. Well, the 2 threes that he hit tonight was contested. And he has to understand at this, at this juncture, guys know what he can do, and he just got to deal with the risk, and that'll give us a better opportunity.
Any other questions?
Coach, Nogari played 3 minutes in the second half. Was it injury related or just kind of a coach's decision?
Coach's decision. There was opportunities for him to come away with a couple weak side rebounds that he didn't come away with, and at that point, that doesn't allow us to win if he's going to have 1 defensive rebound in 15 minutes of play. Same with Aiden Shaw. Aiden Shaw had 1 defensive rebound. And those situations, when you look at our team, we've grown from the standpoint of being able to rebound or shrink the rebounding margin. The issue is coming away with the ones that matter, the ones that count. Mabor came in and gave us unbelievable energy, but he was more physical when you saw him out there, and that's what the type of fight that I've witnessed from our guys in practice, but I'm not witnessing it in the game. We have to be participants in our own rescue. Referees aren't going to bail us out. And no one is going to feel sorry for us or have empathy because we hadn't won a conference game. We got to go out there and put 40 minutes of basketball together consistently. Some nights we may hit 10 threes. Other nights we may hit 2. Some nights we get to the line. Some nights we don't. Sometimes we get positive assist-to-turnover ratio. It's just the inconsistencies that is happening. We don't know going into the game, back to your question, what stats we can really count on and what department we can get it. So it's sort of like on the sideline, you're trying to figure out which guys are ready to play, ready to produce at that moment. And again, no one's gonna have sympathy or empathy for us. We gotta go out there and compete. We're gonna continue to practice. We're gonna continue to get better. As a staff, we're gonna continue to demand excellence. We're gonna continue to grow. We're gonna continue to develop. We're gonna continue to do certain things. And I'm not gonna blink on that. I'm not gonna, shy away from it. But also, I'm gonna be there to support our guys. What they're going through is not easy. But again, we all have to look in the mirror and be participants in our own rescue. And ultimately, that's what it's about. We ask to play at this level. We ask to demand and put on a jersey. Well, there's a responsibility when you put on a jersey. Go out there, give your very best, and fight no different than these 2 fought today. We just need to have, no matter how many guys are out, You will never hear me make an excuse of how many bodies. But I can guarantee you this, no matter who's playing, we have a responsibility to go out there and produce and do the things that we know can give us a win, and do it for 40 minutes.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, MIZ.